Hi, I'm Daniela, and this is Jocelyn. Thanks for coming back to our channel.
We've been married since 2020, and we've been trying to conceive since October of 2020. We started this channel to share our massive amounts of research in hopes that it will help you in ways that it's helped us.
In our last video, we shared with you all an update on how we're doing post-op and how our recheck went. And now we're going to share with you a little bit about how we're coping with this struggle of infertility.
By the end of this video, we hope that you have a better idea of ways to cope as an individual, as a partner if you have one, and as a family or with a support system.
When struggling with fertility issues, it can feel like a long, dark, lonely road. Not everyone's journey is the same, but one thing we can all relate to is the pain, which can sometimes feel really unmanageable. I know personally I've asked myself questions like, why is this happening to me? And what's wrong with me? Am I not worthy enough to have a baby?
We recognize that it can be a really lonely and dark place. And it's important to remember that you're not alone, even though it might feel like it at times.
It's sometimes hard for people who haven't been in this circumstance to understand and relate.
And that's okay. And that's why we've formed this community for people who do understand and who
or
are
want
there.
to understand better.
Great, or want to understand better. That's a good way to put it.
Yes, I think people struggle with this battle of fertility silently. Like, I have friends who have finally come and shared with me that they've been trying to conceive for 5 or more years. Like, to be going through that for so long and never share that with anyone, that just seems really tough.
Yeah, like a huge weight to carry. I can't imagine that. So we want to try to break down those walls that, it just feels so natural to build up. This is an uncomfortable thing for anyone to feel. It's an uncomfortable thing for people to talk about. And we can recognize that even for family members who know you on that deeper level, it's an uncomfortable thing. But recognizing that it's important to talk about and finding ways to do better to get awareness out there is important.
We've been struggling with this for a few years now, and we've been pretty open about it with all of you. I will share that from personal experience, it does really take a toll on your mental health.
There have been days where we have not wanted to get out of bed. There have been days where we've struggled to be around other people, even our loved ones, especially on days where we're supposed to be celebrating new life or celebrating someone else. It can be hard, and it can feel selfish, and you can feel guilty for feeling bad, and that's okay. You don't have to feel guilty for feeling bad.
In this video, we're going to share with you some information we found pretty helpful in coping and managing our pain throughout this process.
I think it's important to start off by first talking about how we're coping as individuals for a number of different reasons. The first being that we're both handling this fertility struggle from very different perspectives. So I think it's important to acknowledge this and recognize that naturally we might cope with this from different perspectives as well. Another reason I want to talk about this as individuals is because I want to break down that lesbian stereotype that lesbian couples just sort of morph into one person or personality. As you might have seen, we have very different personalities, and I think it's really beneficial to show how we coexist with those differences. So with that being said, Daniela, why don't you share some of the ways that you cope?
Something I do mostly on my own is my love for plants. This is a newfound love. I've always wanted to have a green thumb or have some plants in my life, and I just found, like, one day I bought a plant and it made me super happy, and it was something I could give my love and attention to. So then I just started buying more plants.
I noticed that Daniela was putting all of her love and energy into these new little plants, so we kind of made it a ritual. After like a failed IUI, I'd come home with like a new plant.
It does make me really happy, and it gives me something great to think about other than fertility. And it just is kind of like filling this spot in my heart that I have where I've really wanted to take care of a baby. I can take care of some plants. I know it's not the same, but
it's what we got right now.
Yeah. I also think personal enrichment is really important. So I do spend time getting my nails done and taking the time for myself. For a while, I was doing acupuncture, and I think that's important. I would still get back to it, but I just felt like I was spending a lot of money on it, and not that I wasn't helping, but like I'm not getting pregnant. So, what would you say are some things you do to help you cope?
In order to stay in the present, things like yoga, daily affirmations, and exercising really help me. I think it's important to just focus on my overall well being, physical and mental together. I also like reading and writing, listening to podcasts, and I also love roller skating, which I used to do all the time when we lived in New Jersey, but around here the hills are pretty intimidating and I've taken on a few pretty gnarly crashes, so I don't do that nearly as much as I like to do.
Staying connected to your partner is something really important during this. It can be hard to stay connected during these times because you just want to like recluse and step back and, be in your own head, but you're trying to grow a family with them. So although this can cause a wedge between you or some emotional strife, it's important to like remember why we're doing this. When we started doing meditation and affirmations, we started together, like listening to the same videos and saying the same things, where we don't always have time to do it together, but I think that's something we both do regardless, some days together, some days apart.
Mm-hmm.
We try and do some small and inexpensive dates, things to just get us out of the house and have fun, get us out of our heads, and just connect with one another.
One of the more recent date nights we were gifted tickets to Longwood Gardens. It was really nice to just be in nature, look at how big our plants at home could grow into, and just, kind of reconnect. It was fun.
We did go to that brewery in town that one day, and it was really delicious. I really enjoyed that.
And creating content for this YouTube channel has been a really great bonding experience. Writing out the script, talking about experiences, kind of trying to not relive them, but just process and reflect, which can be challenging, but I think it's more therapeutic than anything else.
Yeah, something that has brought us a lot of comfort throughout this process has been doing couples therapy. I know not everybody has access to that, and unfortunately, we don't even have access to that right now. But we did really enjoy connecting together with a professional who could help us work through these feelings and thoughts. Now that we've covered what we do individually and as a couple, next we want to talk about what we do as a family. We have to always be mindful that this is not something that just we're struggling with. We also do have Bella, and she does have a lot of feelings about this as well.
We thought it was really important to include Isabella in this process, and we even asked her if she wanted to give a little interview about her thoughts and feelings, which we have in one of our previous videos. So if you're curious to know more about how kids might, be processing this, or how to let other older siblings in on modern day conception, you can check out our experience with this in the link above.
And also I do think it affects her to see us affected.
Yeah.
So it's important to do things as a family to show we can still have fun and make memories in this time, even though it's really hard to.
We've learned pretty early on that being near the water and the sea is something that helps our family thrive. So in the warmer months, we love to kayak and paddleboard, and we try to do that as much as possible.
As a family, we like to do some unconventional activities as well, such as smudging and creating vision boards.
What is smudging for people that don't know?
We like to use smudging to cleanse our space and our energy. We'll use things like sage, Palo Santos, Florida water, and we'll just clear the energy in our home.
We'll also invite positive energy to come and surround us. I find that when we're in a really negative and dark space, just doing this can help reset and make things clear. Creating vision boards once a year is a fun and crafty activity that we can do together, as well as talking about and sharing our goals and manifestations that we want for our lives. It's really helpful for us to support each other, and even if it's a silly, huge dream, you never know what could happen, and it's great to talk through it.
Another way we like to cope is through family shows and game nights. We make time to watch Survivor currently, so Wednesday nights, we all after dinner kind of hang out, talk game theory, and it's really great to just kind of disconnect from everything else for 1 hour a week.
I love it when they have 2-hour episodes, though.
We also do game nights, and that can look like card games or dominoes. It could also be like digital games like Mario Party and Rocket League and stuff like that. So playing and not forgetting to just have fun and loosen up a little bit is super important.
Although this like is so consuming of you and everything that's inside you, it's important and great to just try and be yourself and find yourself in those moments when you can. Something we've found that helps combat those depressive and hopeless thoughts is leaning on our family and support system, like we mentioned before. And if you don't have that, just know that we're here to be that support system for you. That is a little bit about how we've been coping with infertility individually, as a couple, and as a family.
If there are other things that you do to cope, feel free to share them in the comments below.
If you haven't done so already, please like and subscribe.
You know what I just realized?
What?
We're wearing inverted colors again.
We're always wearing inverted colors.
Oh my God.
It's like our thing. I don't know why, on accident. We're just always opposites.
Attracting. See you soon.